Hello guests, this is Alex, your preferred cosmetologist. In part one, I introduced to you about history of hairdressing and hair services that are done. But I told you, before you understand the future, you need to know the past. So in this edition, we want just to see how we have transformed from what we have to what was happening in the past. So the current generation, we are used to a tool like this for straightening hair. This is a modern hot comb that is electrical. But before this, there was another tool just similar to this, but with a wooden handle. That one was more of mechanical, or you could just heat it in the stove or direct over the fire. Then you now comb it throughout the hair and the hair straightens. So this is one of the tools that we currently use. I know most of you are familiar with this. This is a common tool in the salon that is used to straighten hair or thermal styling. It's a very common tool, blow dryer. It has its attachment that you use. Then there's also another tool that has evolved. This is a common flat iron that we normally use in the salon to straighten the hair or curl the hair. So now there's something called steam pod. Steam pod is just an advanced form of a flat iron. So if you're able to use a flat iron, then you can easily use a steam pod to straighten the hair. Then apart from that, they were among the earliest inventions. That's this piece. This is what we used to call stove tongs or marcels. So these were one of the earliest forms of straightened hair. But for today, we want to see how things were done in the past. So now let's look at the past. For us to understand the past, I've decided to talk to two legends who will try and explain to us how hair was done in the past. So I'm joined with the first guest of today. So welcome to my show, our guest. Kindly tell us your name.
Thank you. My name is Zerefata Imali.
So when did you start styling hair?
I started styling hair in 1966 while
Yes.
in Goibei Girls High School.
Okay. So that's what you did at school. So I believe after school, you guys went for holidays. And I know most of you people valued a holiday called Christmas, and you did some things. True or false?
True. In fact, during Christmas, we ensured that we had to mobilize most of the girls in the locality to straighten their hair. And they found it as a change.
Okay.
So they've changed from school to the locality.
So I'm sure did you charge them or it was just free?
It was not charged actually.
Just something free.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you maybe tell us if this is one of the tools you used?
This tin was a very important tool. And what happened?
As you look at that tin, I noticed there are some sharp holes on this side.
Yes.
What was the use of this part especially?
The use of this part was that you place it on an iron box.
An iron box like this?
Yes. Yeah. And then you place it like this when it is burning, so that this thing becomes very hot. After it is hot, you touch it. Yeah, you take it, and then you remove it. As you remove it, you'll be very keen to see whether there is fire attached to these holes or not. Sometimes when it is attached, you could do it like this. After which, you start straightening your hair. You could do it as many times as you can to ensure that the hair is completely straight. Yeah. But before straightening, you had to oil your hair with the Nazi oil.
Okay. Before the iron box, somebody told me again there was another method where you put some charcoal here.
Yes.
Maybe you can talk about that method and the dangers.
In fact, it proved to be very harmful. Because when you put charcoal in this tin, and then a fire could protrude from the other part. So there are some girls at one time who just took and started straightening their hairs.
Right.
hey, it was very dangerous. Most of them were burnt. So from there, we changed the style from putting the charcoal here to putting
now hitting
just the tin. Okay. When it is hot, you remove it, you clean it, before putting on the head. And that one was very successful.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. To continue very much.
Yes. So now you mentioned of oil. Which oil did you apply on the hair before straightening?
Actually, it was nuts oil.
Nuts oil. So apart from this oil, was there any form of home care? How did you care for your hair during those days?
Actually, yeah, cleanliness is very important. We use just bar soaps to clean our hairs regularly, because we found that it is very cheap to straighten with locally. Okay. So we could clean it once in 2 weeks.
Were there treatments, hair treatments during those days?
No.
There were no treatments. Okay. Now, if there were no treatments, you've now used your bar soap. Did you have like special foods you ate? Did you consider how your hair was strong? Maybe you can tell us something about that.
Yes, in the past, we had a lot of local food. Yeah, which was very nutritious.
Okay.
Yeah, because you could get iron, calcium, and the proteins.
Excellent.
And you find that the hair was growing very fast, and the people in most cases were very healthy.
Now you've told us you had very healthy hair. Could you please show us some of the health hair you had during those days? We want to see you showing us something to prove. You know, people now just say, oh, they're telling us some stories. So I saw some 2 photos, whether you know this photo very well. Maybe you can show the director, you can show us and tell us how healthy the hair was. I think I can see, I agree with you. The hair was very healthy. I can see those are styles of those days. I can see you in a very nice cloth. I agree with you. Another photo that I saw, it's this one. Director, maybe you can also tell us more about the photo. Is this you in this photo?
Yes, I'm the one with my husband. And this is in 1973. And as I said, I started styling in 1966. And I continued. Even when I got married, I continued styling my hair. So you can see it. I was with my husband. And he really loved me, actually. And he was impressed with my styles. Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to say you are a slick, that day, but I just say, let me say you are really fashionable during those days. Thank you, our guest. We really appreciate you've shared some of your sentiments. I know I've limited time on moderation, so I think if you have any question for the guest, you can hit it in the comment section. So I'll be able to address those questions, and the guest will answer some of the questions before we start our next live section. In about 30 minutes or 1 hour, we want to interview another legend who is over 100 years. And I believe he'll be in a position to tell us more information about how hair was done there during those early days. Because one thing I've figured on, I've just seen history, and most books are talking about ancient Egypt, others are talking of France, others are talking of America, but I've really not had a chance to hear somebody talk about hair, especially in this part of East Africa, Kenya, where I come from. So I know this will be a great privilege for you to learn more about how hair was taken care, apart from styling, how home care was done in those days. Were there typical salons during those days, 100 years and below, and so forth. But before I let you go, my guest, I forgot to ask, men, were there styles for men?
Oh, yes, there were styles for men. Most of them, they could comb their hair and then making a straight line. Yeah, most of them could like it that way.
Straight line, I think maybe, are you able to show them on my head, please, my guest?
Yes, some could make it straight, others could make it by the side.
By the side.
Yeah.
Okay. Did they shave like me, or they kept afro hair, or how was it?
Normally they shaved.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I've seen some kept long hair, but I think majority of people shaved their hair.
They shaved. Yani the hair was not too long.
Okay.
It was just moderate.
And I've also seen some old photos. They are shaved. Then maybe you can just tell us briefly, did they put on suits, or they had what kind of shoes, trousers? Were they tight like ours, what we are putting on today?
Initially, we didn't have trousers. We had shorts, pair of shorts. And then as time went on, people now started getting trousers. And then normal trousers. At a later time, came to ball bottom. Yeah, so when ball bottom came, it really influenced very many young boys. Yeah. And for now, we can see the young men have changed. Now they have tight skins from wide ones to tight skins.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I agree with you, because I've also seen some old photos where I've seen men wearing very nice tight shirts, belly bottom, and very heavy shoes, platform shoes. Then I've seen that style where they would make a cut here. So you can see these cuts that we are doing in the head, they were there before. The modern styles we are doing, the zigzag things, but in most cases, them was a single line. And in my vernacular, I'm told it was called a lorry.
Yeah, lorry.
Kata lorry.
Kata lorry.
Asante sana, guest. Thank you, viewers, and thank you for spending time with